it on YouTube. So and so watch your words.
I'm good.
So today we're going to learn about knowing your market. So we're going to talk about how you can build your expertise, how you can utilize resources, some of the resources that are available to you. We're going to go through and do a recap and some ahas, and then we are also going to we're going to do the daily success habits at the end of when Dalton's teaching. Mouse. So knowing and connecting with your market is all about research and preparation. I'll just say, some people can spend all their time researching and preparing, and you're never going to know everything. So you have to find that fine balance between researching and knowing what you're doing and overanalyzing. For sure. Okay, so there's 3 types of real estate markets in real estate that are often talked about. So these are terms you'll kind of want to know. This is on page 3.3. So a buyer's market. This class teaches. JC, are you going to stay?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You were here. Well, wait.
Oh.
My life.
Did you hear that? Not for you, Dalton.
Whether.
JC knows what I'm full of, so he.
Is that all?
And you were right, right?
All right, well, JC is the top producer here, and he's still back in the class. And so is Brooke. She does a lot of transactions too, so. Here we are, I've taken this class too, the whole session, because I think you always, like we were saying earlier, always learning stuff. All right, back on a buyer's market. So buyer's markets have this says they have more than 7 months of inventory. A balanced market from 5 to 7 months of inventory, and a seller's market is less than 5 months of inventory. I'm interested in some other people that his opinion. I believe that a seller's market is less than 3 months of inventory. A balanced market is between 3 and 6, 3 and 5, and this buyer's market is about 5, 6 months of inventory. And you can find how many months of inventory in our market. Our MLS actually provides those statistics for you in their statistics tab. So that's something you can learn from the MLS in their classes, how to do that. So what is inventory? It's the number of properties for sale within a market. So you guys that have MLS access already, do you know how to find that number? We gotta get you logged in. I have to do that. So do you guys know how to find the number? Everyone that has MLS access. So you log in and you can put, you can just go to the search and then go to all properties and then all residential properties and then active, and that will tell you how many homes are for sale. That's just the general rule for that. And then you can find out your average number of days a home stays on the market. What is the average price of home your market sells for? And based on the inventory, what type of real estate market are you in? Some of these are found in the statistics tab, and some of them are on a widget on the front page of the MLS. Our MLS makes it super easy to find the data. And that's something only we as realtors have access to, not every, not the public doesn't have access to all those stats. So another way we can know our market is staying with the market of the moment. Do you guys know what the biggest thing we're hearing in this market right now is? Interest rates. So how would you get to know the market of the interest rate? You're going to talk to lenders, right? You're going to find out what kind of programs they're offering to help get people's payments where they need to be. There's different lenders have different programs. So a lot of people want to pick a certain lender because they've banked there for a long time, but maybe that bank doesn't offer the program that a different lender has, or vice versa. So you want to make sure that you're interviewing lenders and finding out what they're offering for your clients, plus what other programs they might have to help you be successful as a
They're
realtor.
different, each one is a different, they don't run on the same thing.
So different lenders, they have different investors that they sell to, and it's what those investors, it's called an overlay. That's like a lot of information early on. But different lenders have different programs that they sell to different investors.
Okay.
So there's basic loan programs, right? Conventional.
Mhm.
Some places have 5% down conventional loans, some have 20, some you have to have 20% down. In July, they're gonna move them to 1% down.
Wow. Wow.
But we just know that information from having relationships and conversations with lenders. So make sure you get a good lender in your back pocket, or a few.
Who dictate those rules, like how much is a down payment or each one of them, or there is somebody tells them, hey, this is what you gotta do.
So there's government-backed loans, like FHA and VA, USDA. And those ones, the government's telling them how to run that program. And then within those programs, Utah has some programs. So like Utah Housing is an FHA product. And that's how people can get a 0 down loan. So that's a Utah thing. So some lenders offer that, and I've seen some lenders not offer Utah Housing and not have 0 down programs. And then there's conventional loans, which are privately backed loans, and those investors can just make up their rules.
Yeah, but they can offer 1%, the conventional ones, or not?
Mhm,
They are.
mhm. Yeah, those are private ones. They're gonna have that starting in July.
So in July, there's certain lenders that are. Doing that.
I'm sure not every lender's gonna do that. Do you remember when? I cannot remember the name of the mortgage company, and they had that 2-1 match. Where if the buyer put 1% down, the lender would put 2% down.
Oh,
I don't know if I think it's gonna be similar to that. I don't know what you guys have heard. I'm not sure the ins and outs of it yet.
How long that last?
That one lasted a couple of years.
Good. Wow.
Do you,
probably is something.
that's what I think it
I
is.
think the main banks that want 3%. I wonder if there's a. Yeah, the lenders are like, we'll do this much.
Yeah, I can't remember what lender, George. Do you know him? It was whoever he used to work for.
George.
I think it was him. Academy. I think it was Academy that had that. Mhm.
So to your clients. For one reference or
3.
3?
Yeah, offer 3. So you want to have a bunch of lenders that you're
Mhm.
working with. You want to have your core ones that you've built relationships with, that you know how they work. So you can explain the process to them, but you want to provide 3 choices.
Yep.
For them to choose from. So there's also economic factors that we need to pay attention to, because they play a role in our real estate market. Like, what's the unemployment rate in your market? How many workers are entering or exiting the market? What's the growth rate? Has the government made changes to rules and regulations that might affect the housing market? Something super cool. A lot of the boards will offer market updates that you can go to. A lot of lenders do as well, but the owner of our market center, his name is Marcus Green, and I've been to a lot of market updates, and his is so in-depth and it's so conversational, and how you can take it back and talk to people in plain English so that they understand what's going on in the market. So attend market updates. Those are just here in this office with him, and I think he might Zoom them when he does them quarterly. I don't know when the next one's. I don't have any idea when that is, but his,
Somewhere in July, because June will round out Q2, and it's usually
shortly after.
end of the next month, because they need all our customers to add to catch up.
Yeah,
What's the name?
the quarterly market update. Is that what you're asking, instructor? Marcus Green, he's the owner of this Keller Williams too. You'll see him, he comes in the office sometimes. Just another plug for him, he also has a podcast called
The whole
The
enchilada.
Whole Enchilada, which is
really
amazing.
so good.
Well, it is. That's why it's so good.
It's like just taking it here and listening to them. Like it has a lot of this, you know. Just has-
It's about building that life worth living and that whole. Like achievement and how you're gonna get to. Super good.
he does take an interest in each individual agent and their well-being, financial, everything. It's not just, hey, go out there and sell that house.
Mhm.
He's making himself a lot more. I've only been here 3 years and I'm seeing a lot more.
Yeah. He definitely cares about each person as an individual, having their own success, whatever that means to them. So another important market factor to investigate is just neighborhood numbers. You want to, you kind of want to know about nearby shops and restaurants, nearby health facilities, any neighborhood attractions. We have a program that our MLS pays for, but it's separate from the MLS that is called Remine. And it's just connected to the MLS and it also gives you all of these.
Remine, M-I-N-E.
Yep, for real estate mining. And it gives you all the data like this for houses too. So that's another resource that we're provided as realtors to get those information from. I hope Corey hasn't been waiting a long time. Okay, welcome Corey. Do you guys have any ahas? I know it's kind of early. Well, we can share it later. Just kidding. You have one now. Okay, so how are you gonna build your expertise? What was that? Maybe he's not muted. How are you gonna build your expertise and become the real estate expert of choice? And really like, this is gonna fall into Dalton's to the value, but how can you bring value as a realtor is by learning the market and knowing it so you know how to talk to people, so you can know exactly what it looks like. You want to learn your clientele and their goals, because it's ultimately you're trying to help them achieve their goals. You want to make sure you're a good listener to people and you want to keep the headlines in context. You guys have seen news headlines that talk about what it said like Utah's housing market is crumbling downward or something like that. But when you actually read the article, it was like talking about Idaho. So, I mean, there was like a little blurb in there about Utah and I was like, this feels suspicious. So that happens a lot. You want to know your lore, which is the language of real estate, which is just how we talk about, you want to know a lot of language of real estate, like interest rates, MLS, what. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. There's some other really great ones. You definitely want to know your business. And my favorite way to know my business is to track your numbers. So if you're tracking your numbers, you can really notice the changes in your personal business and where you need to change. So if you're making a lot of phone calls, but you're not getting any appointments, maybe you got to change your script on the phone or your tonality on the phone. If you're going on a lot of appointments, but you're not getting people to sign with you, you need to figure out, maybe you need to change something you're doing on the appointment. If you're getting people to sign with you, but you're not getting them to closing or the transactions not bulletproof, it's falling apart, we got to work on figuring out where the holes are there. And then once people get to closing, if they're not referring you and reusing you for their next transactions, we got to figure out what missing pieces are there. So you can really know your business by tracking all of those numbers. You want to learn your clientele. Who are the buyers? Who are the sellers? Does the market benefit your clients? Does the market put your clients at risk? At Keller Williams, we really believe in building personal wealth, and that is even with our clients. So we don't want our clients to make a poor financial decision because we don't want anybody to be in that position. So we're going to protect our clients, make sure that they're making a really great decision. So, right now we're seeing a lot of sellers that are selling because they have to sell, just because usually their home is at a low interest rate. And so they either have to sell for some life change that happened, a job transfer, they want to downsize or upsize, or they need to upsize, divorce, death. Those kind of things is kind of what we're seeing in this market. I guess marriage, I just closing because they were getting married and selling her house to go live in his house. And we want to know who are the buyers, so who's buying, and a lot of people think that's not a great market to buy in. But honestly, there's a lot of buyers out there, they think they're afraid of the interest rate, but if we can make that monthly payment work for them with the lender's expertise, what they can afford, they're getting the houses they want. So you want to listen to individuals, take a grassroots approach. You want to learn where your sphere gets their information and you want to be present with them. So a grassroots approach is you just want to connect with them. You want to have a relationship with the people, and you want to get to know them on their level. And then you want to learn where your sphere gets their information. Are they getting it from Facebook? Are they getting it from their dad who lost a house in the 2008 crash? Are they getting it from their grandparents who bought a house in 1940 for $20,000 or $10,000? So we just want to know, like, where are they getting their information, so that, or are they getting it from Facebook or news headlines? Because we have the real data that we can show them. And then they can make that best decision for them, not a decision based on headlines. And then you want to make sure that you're being present with them and you're listening to them. You don't want to be on your phone texting when you're in a conversation with them. Just common human respect, basically. You want to read past the headline and you want to know your numbers. If you can know your numbers, you can really speak of the real estate market as it actually is, and that's going to provide a lot of value for people.
Know your numbers, specify that.
So know the numbers of what the real estate market is doing. So know how many houses come on the market every day, how many houses are going under contract, how many price reductions. That's all on the very first page of the MLS too, in a widget. And I don't remember if I set that up or if it's set up like that. Anybody know? But the MLS will teach you how to set up widgets on your computer. I can help you.
You usually know numbers pretty good.
What was the question? Sorry.
Just that you need to
Market
know your
numbers,
numbers, just that you need to know your numbers.
Yeah.
What numbers do you
Yeah.
find it for?
For example, if you're about to do a listing appointment, you don't know the approach rate of that, at least zip code, if not neighborhood.
And price range.
Price range, I mean, yeah. Be able to talk inventory and prices, kind of baseline. By a major show. Not able to, I have some concerns. But yeah, I'm a strong C type personality, and I will get lost in numbers to the point that all of a sudden I'm waiting for the appointment because I'm
You're
worried about
researching,
dialing it in
researching.
at a level that's probably not realistic, because there is the science of listing a home, but there's also some art to it too. You need to, when I got into this 2 years ago, it didn't really matter what active prices were. Just took some good sold comps and you added $30,000, went to market, and then it sold for another $30,000. It was ridiculous. And now if you're not paying attention to actives and under contracts and you're just looking at solds, you might get bit.
In this market, what are you putting more weight on?
In this market, 100% actives and under contracts.
That's where I'm at, is
Yeah.
active, mostly actives.
Mhm.
I want to be priced, I want to be the best house in my price range right now.
Yeah, and on the under contracts, I use that as a pond to fish from, because I'll just start calling agents and see if they'll share with me what they got under contract. So,
Oh, you do that?
oh yeah,
Interesting, because I just saw a Facebook post the other day from you where you wouldn't share information. Just kidding.
with certain brokerages.
So when I should go back to doing this, honestly. When I very first started, I created a Google spreadsheet and I checked these numbers every day and I input them every single day in the Google spreadsheet, and I could say, and when the market, when everybody thought it was crashing last year, I was like, well, no, it's not crashing. Like, we're still getting the same under contracts. We were still getting 100 under contracts a month in Davis County, and that's what we were getting in 2021. There just wasn't homes on the market in 2021. And in 2022 there was, and so I was like, we're actually getting 100 homes under contract a month.
Same number of transactions, just longer days on market.
Just there's more to choose from. So that's when I could tell people the market is actually not crashing. I have the numbers right here. I should go back to tracking those again. I've been lazy in that. I did make a form. I can send it in the recap email today that I just made, that I fill out before every listing appointment with stats around their zip code, and then I'll pull like houses like theirs. So there's 2 sections on there, and I just write those numbers in right before I go on a listing appointment. Like how many in your neighborhood went under contract yesterday? What is the average price in your neighborhood? So, and I just fill that out and give it to them at the listing appointment. So that is a good one.
The average price in the neighborhood that they are currently looking, they're gonna show them the place.
Or list their home. Yep.
Oh,
I mostly do it with listings.
okay.
Yeah, with buyers, you're usually looking at a couple homes and you kind of get the feel for like, this is the best home in this price range.
Mhm.
Too, and if they're really serious about making an offer, I'll pull comps for them. You need offers.
I would say for comps, yeah, for me was I've just been struggling with finding good comps with the CMA that I'm doing.
Oh, in Salt Lake.
Yeah, and so taking out the sold. Or not weighing, not using the sold listings.
But remembering an
As-
appraiser uses the sold listings.
Right. No, I still have them, but not like
But not
stressing
pricing
about
home.
finding the ones that have sold. Recently, and using the under contract and active.
So a way to do a CMA like that, I think too, is, and I should have told you this earlier today, is to think like a buyer. What kind of buyer is gonna be looking at your home?
Mhm.
And what search criteria are they gonna be using? They're probably gonna be looking at maybe school district or schools. Maybe location. Are you Fair Park? Is that Fair Park?
No, I don't.
So maybe if there's like a neighborhood location, right, like they're maybe looking in that area. A lot of people, when you get on east side Salt Lake County, they want to live above 13th East, so those houses are a total different price range than below 13th East. So and you'll just get to know stuff like that in the market, but you got to just think like a buyer, like what are buyers wanting that are going to be looking for this home, and find the actives and make sure you're the best price, the best looking active in the price range.
Yeah, the looking part for the condition.
Yeah.
This one.
Control 2 things, condition and price, right?
Yep. Yeah, anyone else, any questions?
On the actives, I was gonna mention that. In this market, we're seeing a lot. It's nice to be able to see. Where they reduce the price and how quickly people are reducing them really quickly. And it's because maybe they. Within a couple weeks, they reduced and it's maybe like, oh, no, I didn't really know the numbers really well. Cause I'm not getting showings or whatever caused them to.
Right, because if the average days on market in that price range of that listing is 30 and your price reducing at 10. Why aren't we price reducing based on the average days on market? Maybe they have to sell quickly, maybe there's a reason. But it's just all, that's where the art comes in, that's where it's not all science. For sure, for sure. Okay, resources we have is the KW app. So you can connect with your market on there. There's a great affordability calculator on there. Did you get the app? You did, right, the other day, Kate. And so you guys are all, you'll get the app, Bonnie. Do you have the app already? Did she teach you? Okay, you guys all have the app. And are you signed in with us, Lupe? Like did you get the app too? Okay, and you'll get it if Kylie hasn't helped you yet, and you'll get it too. Did you sign in with us? You're waiting till you graduate. Yeah, waiting. So, when you graduate, you'll get the app too. And then you can, but if you want, I can send you mine so you can search around and check it out.
I think, Eden.
Did she send you hers? Okay. Yeah, so you can see what it looks like from the consumer side or affordability.
So we can just sign in on computers, their phone apps, we can sign in on our computers.
It's the same as your website and you can get there from command. And then consumer. On the consumer tab. So this is what command, part of what Command looks like. So, we have Command that is a really great. I've been at other brokerages and Command has, I used to pay for things separately and I don't anymore. I only use Command now. I used to pay for a separate database. I used to pay for a separate website. I paid for a bunch of separate things because it wasn't user friendly, but where I was at. And so this has been super user friendly. And now I just use this for everything that I'm doing. And if you don't have the KW app, this is how we can get it. So we talked a little bit about that success. The success. I thought they might have took some slides out of my thing. Oh yeah, the 10-5-1 social media engagement, the success, the thing I sent you guys about doing the daily success system. You want to have 10 conversations a day, add 10 contacts to Command, 10 handwritten notes, and then you want to do the 10-5-1 on social media. So you want to do 10 post likes in a day, write 5 comments. You do want the comments to be 5 words or more. That will get you in the algorithm better. And then send 1 direct message a day to create relationships with people. If you can do that 5 minutes before you post. So 5 minutes before you're gonna post, you're gonna do 10 likes, 5 comments of 5 words or more, and 1 direct message, and then you post something on social media. You're gonna get much more engagement that way. It like breaks doesn't break the algorithm, but it
Breaks your silence.
breaks your silence. Yes. It tricks the algorithm, that's a better word. I'm a Chat GPT fan. If you don't know what that is, it's an AI that writes stuff. I was trying to write credit repair tips for buyers that needed credit repair. And I typed in Chat GPT credit hacks for buyers, and it was like, I have a moral compass. I cannot help you hack the credit system. And I was like, not what I meant.
They want to spit out.
Oh, yeah. Try it.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so, we're gonna do the daily success system. I said I was gonna talk about it after Dawn's, but I'll just do it now. We're gonna have 10 conversations a day, 10 contacts added, 10 handwritten notes, the 10-5-1 social media engagement, and then enrichment. So what are some ways you guys could educate yourself on the market or on real estate business in general? Do you guys have any ideas? I think it just locked as a 6. So you can study your market center reports. Yep, preview homes. You can, hold open houses, take MLS courses, study the language of real estate. Read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Do you guys all have a copy of this book?
I have an audio too.
You do? If you don't have a copy and you want one, I brought some that I can sell you. I actually have no idea how much they are. You'll get a surprise bill from Chris. if
Take
you buy-
notes, yeah, I think they're 20-25 bucks. They're not cheap.
Yeah. But I actually own 2 copies of this book. I even read this when I was at another brokerage. It really,
Every real estate agent reads that book, even if they're not in the KWs.
yeah, it's literally like the Bible of state. It's so powerful, and it talks to you about charting your business and how to make it. Did you win this? Okay, I was thinking that at the school, right? At the giveaway. So probably everyone has it. So there's just so much information about how to build a business and how to build it how you want it to be built. Is there any other ways you guys could do enrichments? Are you laughing at me?
Sound like you were stacking rocks.
I would say just dive into the marketing, the trainings. I mean, I know it says. You know,
Send a report.
yeah, but there's so much more than that. Like coaching and quarterly market updates.
They're making fun of Mark, not you.
And you.
Okay.
They do. We are reclusive.
think you're right, the market center trainings, the coaching, there's so many opportunities for education here. And we Zoom almost, I would say 90% of them. Probably even more than that. So that you can, we don't record them all, we're working on getting better at recording them. But so that you can participate and really get to learn. I think something that's been super big for me is networking with other agents. I like to meet other agents in other real estate brokerages and see what they're seeing, see.
You say masterminding is a big one in my book.
Yeah, and you can build a mastermind or you can join a mastermind. There's tons of them out there. I think the very best way to enrich and learn about real estate is to get in and do it.
Correct.
You've got to be out there talking to
One
people.
on the chin helps out. Some lessons you won't forget.
Yeah, I just saw a contract today. Oh, yeah, you were in there. That was literally the worst contract I have seen. And I've only been a realtor for 8 years, but it was the worst.
It's pretty amazing. R is very low in this industry.
I think we're gonna use it. I told him to have them teach it that, pull that contract up for the contracts class, because if you could make a mistake, it was made. It was not one of our agents, it was.
It was sent to one.
It was sent to one of our agents. But I was like, we just literally have to start, we have to rewrite, you just have to write a new real estate purchase contract, like this isn't even salvageable. She had a commercial addendum in there.
Nice.
For a whole-
Variety's the spice.
It was really good.
Just white out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You betcha.
Initially,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Visually cross it out.
We need to put us in periods.
I usually put oops. Yeah, yeah.
And then you initial it JC.
Oh, oops, JC. No, I broke her, it's okay.
something that was sort of-
Put their
Concept.
Put their phone in.
But I will say, it wasn't my first transaction, it was like my, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth transaction, and I made a lot of mistakes on the contract. And it was my listing, and I made a lot of mistakes on the counteroffer, and I just had to learn from that. And I was able to salvage the deal, nobody got hurt, there was no, like, because we're always afraid, like, we're dealing with our client's biggest assets, and that's scary, and we don't want them to get sued, we don't want to make mistakes. But the truth is, mistakes happen every day in real estate, and you just have to learn from them.
Well, that's just another enrichment, just read the contracts, even I don't know, there's a lot of verbiage in there and you just read it over and over and over. That's all you can do really and learn.
And
go to
know what,
contract
know what each section means so that you can portray that section to your clients.
Yeah, because you don't want to read the whole thing to them as you're trying to get them to sign, you want to be able to break it down.
I do to enrich my understanding along with theirs.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying, but you don't have to read it verbatim.
But he's saying you're gonna read it a couple of times first, probably 20 times first,
You can s-
maybe on a regular basis.
I'm
then you're gonna
trying
be
to
able to
spur myself. to
Yeah,
do
you're gonna
that.
get it, you got it.
Yeah, you'll get it. You just don't want to scare people because, you over explain something, it kind of scare them, you know what I mean?
Sure, so I should know it first and be able to summarize.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
And also know personality type of the person you're explaining it to, because if you go off into gross details on somebody who doesn't care about that and just needs the emotional feel good,
Mm.
you're gonna freak somebody out. And then inversely, if you just try and blow through the emotional feel good and be like, wait, I wanna go word by word through
Yeah,
this,
some people will.
all of a sudden you'll have them up on the fence as well, so.
A good way to know, Gidget, is say, do you want the synopsis or do you want us to read this line by line? And then they'll just tell us what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard a good tip. One of the agent's husband has a contract in his, on his nightstand or in his nightstand drawer, and that's what he reads. His bedtime material every night is just a contract.
Contract just puts
Different,
it.
different, yeah, different.
Different contract, yeah, but I was like, I went home and like, yeah, I printed one off, I'm like, I'm starting with this one. I'm like, that's such a great tip.
You could read it in your phone, like your affirmations.
Yeah, I know.
Like you want to do when you're driving here.
I'm gonna do that too. That's a good thing. But I would just say in the beginning, because there are so many resources, there's so many different ways that you can enrich yourself. You can learn about this. You can learn about this, and there's so many different aspects to real estate. But the basics are your lead generation, you gotta get that going. And you just gotta do the work.
You gotta
So
build
you
your
gotta show up, you
foundation.
just do the work,
get
get
in
in
there.
lead generation. So although there are a lot of really great classes, sometimes you can throw yourself into all the classes. You gotta get your lead generation going. So
Classes will
it's a
mean
fine
lot-
balance.
Classes will mean a lot more if you kick up a little bit of business, go get some experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Classes mean a lot more,
Yeah,
because I did
you're,
high analytical
You're-
type C.
you wanna be
So-
trained.
I wanted to know everything before I stepped off the dock, right?
You'll never step off the dock. There's no way to know everything.
Nope.
There's literally no way to know
Yeah.
everything in
Nope.
real estate.
In fact, a lot of times you're trying to climb onto the dock.
Something in coaching that we are gonna do is, everyone's gonna write a real estate purchase contract in DocuSign and then send it to me. And then I'll meet with people to make sure that they understand what, if they miss anything or what could be done better. So, those are great enrichments. Oh, we kind of just did all those. Anybody else have anything that they feel, a CE? Too, you gotta have your CE to keep your license up. So make sure you're taking CE classes that matter to you.
Continuing education.
We're talking about contracts. That means not everybody uses the same contract. You can use any contract that you like. Or
Everybody uses the same contract. That's a realtor. Well, it's a Utah Realtor Association of Realtors contract.
But you said you got a contract today that you saw.
I don't know where,
Really?
I do know where she got the commercial.
Oh, it
Addendum
was all
from,
messed up.
exactly. Why was it all
It wasn't,
messed
it
up?
wasn't filled out.
But no, she had addendums in there, she had wording. There was no way to figure out what she meant. It said add Jane Doe. We don't know what that means. Does that mean she's getting added to the deed? Does that mean she's getting added to the contract? Does that mean we're writing her name on the wall? Like, we do not know what that means. So just stuff like that happened. We also have addendums. That's the one, in school you guys learned, that's the one legal form that we actually get to write. Those are where the biggest, mistakes happen.
Get to go with have to.
Oh, yeah, 90% of contracts, 99% of contracts have an addendum. We're writing. So everyone uses the same contract, but there are a lot of contracts. Ken knows the exact number, Dalton might, the exact number. How many contracts are there that we use? I bet there's, oh, JC made up a number.
Yeah. Yeah.
I miss you. I know his office used to be right by mine. He moved out.
I usually sit on the back row because Rusty would throw the eraser at me. I heard you weren't that good of a shot.
Well, we'll see. Just. Okay, so here's a recap. We know, we talked about knowing your market, the type of market, the inventory, the interest rates and lenders, economic factors, other market factors.
And this is all in the MLS.
So the MLS isn't gonna tell you what type of market it is, but they're gonna tell you how much months of inventory is on the market through the statistics tab. A really good resource is on the MLS. They have pre-recorded webinars about their statistics tab. That's the best place.
One thing about the MLS that's stellar is their support and training.
And customer service, and you can call them and they will answer questions or they'll link you to the video that you need to be at.
And when I'm on command, that's how I'm going to catch the MLS too. From
The
there.
MLS is its own website. It's utahrealestate.com.
Oh, I have that.
Okay,
But
and then
how-
you log into that.
Yeah, where do I find the MLS on real estate?
You just go to utahrealestate.com. That
MLS
is the
is-
MLS.
It's short term for Utah real estate.
MLS is short term for multiple listing service,
Okay.
but it's owned by Utah. The website is utahrealestate.com.
Mhm.
And then you'll have login. Did you pay for the MLS yet?
Yes.
I feel like you would have.
Yes, we did.
So then you'll have a login there, and once you log in there, there's a bunch of tabs, and that's where you search for homes. Too, and then the KW app and website all get its information from Utah Real Estate. But the KW app and website is faster than other websites that are popular out there, because other websites are mining for all data, not just active, under contract and sold data. So it takes them longer to update, where our KW website is faster than a lot of those other popular websites. So you want to build your, and the economic factors, the interest rates and lenders, those are not gonna be on the MLS. So you're gonna get those from lenders and from coming to market updates with people. I know a lot of them are broadcast online too. Like guess I don't know about NWARS, but Salt Lake Board, they broadcast it on their Facebook page.
Keeping current knowledge does well.
Yeah, keeping current matters. They don't do a Utah one though, right? They
No.
do a national one. And that's another thing about the headlines, is a lot of those are national, and Utah doesn't. follow the national headlines. We have a super robust economy, super robust job market. That keeps our economy afloat even in difficult times. So you want to learn the market, you just learn the market by being out there talking to people. You learn the clientele by being out there lead generating and talking to people. You want to listen, and you want to make sure you're keeping the headlines in context, because if you freak out about the real estate market, you're going to freak your clients out about the real estate market. And who's going to sell a house when they're freaked out and they're freaking other people out? When it's not even an accurate headline. And no one can predict the future. You've got to buy for you because it's the right time to buy for you now, not because you're waiting for something to happen. We don't know the future. So, how has did anybody learn anything today so far? Do you guys feel like you learned stuff?
Yes.
Only two of you? Yeah.
It's like 25%.
That's pretty.
We'll just call it a day. Put overhead.
So what do you guys think you could do to take action to get to learn the market and like tomorrow? What could you guys do tomorrow?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like so much every time I come.
yeah,
Open to real estate.
yeah. You know what, why we do the ahas? Because you should be taking one or two key pieces, and that's what you should implement, not everything you learn. There's literally no way to implement everything you learn at once. So take ahas as like, that's what I'm taking action on next. So anyone else?
You say look at listings.
Well, if anybody wants to come out this
Yeah.
weekend, I've got a great open house on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. The $1.8 million on Saturday night, doing this open house, so that would be.
North.
Yeah, Tenille Ridgeway, it's about
North.
Ogden. And Sunday.
It's a beautiful
North Ogden
house.
Again, 11 to 2, a different, new construction, but both really beautiful homes, board, and, or even not, board, if you want to just plan it in. That's the-
Well, if you just want to see how she runs her open house,
Do some learning.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
an
to see
enrichment
what's out
activity
there on the
for
market.
sure.
Yeah.
1.8 is exciting, that's.
I was excited for my 0.9 this Saturday, and she's just like, oh yeah, double that, so.
Hey, just-
No, I know, but even still.
Why,
But you know who goes to those?
People that want to buy it, so I'm happy with that.
You betcha.
Hold on a second, so this is not your list,
Right.
so you're calling an open house for somebody else's list.
Yep.
Yeah, one of my lead gen activities that I do is I hold open houses. A lot of agents do. You'll just find an agent that has a listing. They can't always hold all of their open houses, because sometimes a home will sit on the market for 20, 30 days and they want to do another open, but they just don't have it in their schedule. So they'll get other agents, especially new agents who are eager and you can, it's a great way to get contacts. ready now buyers. It's a great way to get practice and to start just getting out there.
Conversation. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people have a lot of success with open houses. I heard a story this morning about someone that held an open house and it was their listing, so, and then they got the buyer, and then that buyer had to sell a house, all because that buyer walked into the open house. They
So
got three.
Three transactions.
Three transactions.
I mean, they already had the one transaction. Oh, you had a 3 transaction deal.
That's
from-
what I had. I did an open house with another agent here, it was his listing. And he said, come host it with me, great. Buyers walked in and it was, this couple was gonna buy a home with mom and dad, and they wanted to buy the home we were showing. So since he was already the agent, I was the buyer's agent, and then we turned around and sold those 2 houses so they could get in. So it was like, bam, in one open house, but I mean, I probably did a lot of open houses.
I feel like you do a couple open houses a week.
Yeah.
I do.
Sometimes I feel like you do 5.
Well, you know, I love to serve people and I love to get out there, and I do like to do the open houses. It's a great way to network with other agents, to build relationships with people, and to find business that's now business.
Mhm.
And honestly, don't be afraid to do open house. Like, it took me probably 3 open houses to not feel
Scared.
out of place.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, can I do
like
this?
just knocking on doors, talking to people, setting everything up. Like, I always felt like a little frantic. But, you know, it's gonna happen. Just go with the flow and do your best and get it done.
Shadow along with me anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next Thursday is the open house class. 2. I don't know who's teaching that. I haven't seen the full schedule of the teachers. Normally they send that whole thing out
Except
Did they?
for this month. Every time.
of who's teaching.
Oh,
I don't know who's teaching the open house one. Brooke should teach it though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you've actually closed, you picked the buyer up and closed the open house. Do an open house every weekend, literally, and I never had that.
Well, that was.
I mean, it's
my
just rare.
first- It was my first ever,
Yeah.
not my first.
Oh, I
ever,
thought you
but-
did, I thought that happened on your first open house, I was like, man, just. stop. It doesn't get any better than that, just quit. I mean, I picked up business out of them, but not the buyer for the
It was
open.
my third- it was my third. Yeah.
Amazing,
It was your 3rd, 4th, and 5th deal.
right.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. Okay, so we do want to make sure that we're engaging in every so I'll just read the quote. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in relationships with me. So if you say this affirmation so that you make sure that you are coming from contribution and that people are happy to be in a relationship with you, it will come true. It's a really, I really believe in the power of affirmations. And I think that's a good one. Does anybody want to make a phone call right now? Like a quote, I have some just listed phone numbers,
just listed?
just sold.
Oh,
You're right, just sold phone numbers. No, okay, next time. It's okay, we're running short
Is
on
that,
time.
is that a thing that's actually done in this?
Other market centers teach it. Mhm. And then Legion for
All
20
just
minutes.
sold? Oh. Like,
Just circle prospected?
oh, okay.
yeah, I'm happy to do that.
I know. Do you guys want to hear her make a phone call?
Yeah.
You want it?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'll do it.
Put it on speaker.
I have the phone number right here. I got a list and I have the listing. The other day we were circle calling. Remember, I got like 6 agents.
Crazy.
I just have to find.
What do you call them? Circle prospect.
So a home that just sold. We call, you usually will, like the title company or somebody can provide numbers for you, and it's usually like 100 homes in the area. And you call and you say, hi, Mr. Jones. You know, congratulations. Well, first you say, hi, my name is Brooke Bennett. I'm with Keller Williams. I'm calling tonight because I don't know if you know, but your neighbors just recently sold their home in the area, so that's great news. With homes sitting on the market for anywhere from 30 to 45 days, you could agree that it's nice to see when homes do sell, and that means your neighborhood is active and you have a lot of interest in that area. You know, we had some good success with this house. It sold in this many days. We had a lot of buyers come and look, so I'm a proactive agent and I'm just doing my due diligence. I'm calling out tonight to see if you know of anybody that's looking to sell their home or is looking to buy right now that I could help. And that's how you, I mean, that's. So. Yeah, that's good. enough.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have a script. Oh, there you go. She has a script, even better. I usually follow a script. But that was. Sorry, he.
So that's the house.
9 days, that's awesome.
There's nothing. There's full stuff in this book. You know, I think. So I guess just go. There was a just sold script in here. We have it even right here with you.
Yeah, I do.
Carry it around. I love it. Scripts just help you get more comfortable with what you're gonna say. Too, so that you aren't always thinking about what you're gonna say next, and you can actually listen to the person. You do it next time?
Or, I mean, just, or, I mean, like, even just role play,
Wing it.
real quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you want.
like she.
Hopefully,
Okay, let's take a bathroom break. Guys want to walk?
Yeah.
And then. I have some scripts in my office. That we can use. Okay, so we'll take a bathroom break and we'll come back and.
Okay, could you show me,
I'm listening.
I'm on the Department of Commerce, Division of Real Estate.